Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Lampzy back again with another video, and today I'm doing a reaction video. I know I don't normally do these, but I thought, it was the Supercup final and I really want to, say a few things about, what sort of went on and what I think Chelsea should be like going forward and what I believe, whatever. But obviously Chelsea did lose 2-2, 4-5 on pens, which was hugely disappointing considering Chelsea were probably the better side for most of the game. Pretty much the same scenario of what happened against Manchester United. We didn't make our opponents pay and just didn't score enough goals when we should have. But hats off to Liverpool. They've won another European trophy in a matter of months. They are a great team. They're a powerhouse in Europe, and they'll obviously go really, really far in the Champions League once again, and they'll probably go on and try and win the Premier League. Try and sniff it out this time round, but obviously hats off to Liverpool. Their front line is just so deadly. The fans are probably in awe right now, and I respect everything that Liverpool are doing at the moment. I love Jurgen Klopp anyway, and he's just a great guy and he's just really fun loving. So hats off to Liverpool and all their supporters out there. Now I just want to start off this video by saying Chelsea are playing a beautiful brand of football at the moment, and even though we've lost 2 out of 2 games so far this season in a competitive nature, we look really good. Okay, I know results haven't really shown that at the moment, but we look good. Frank's game plan is looking good, I think. The midfield looks solid right now, no matter who he picks and what formation he plays in. I think definitely Frank's got the midfield right. We've got obviously a few things to tidy up a little bit, but overall we're playing a great brand of football. I just want to also mention N'Golo Kante is still so world class, guys. He's clearly still the best centre defensive midfielder in the game. And if you don't think that, well then, God, you're on drugs. The man is injured pretty much, and a lot of you are probably going to say that if you guys aren't supporting Chelsea, well then why did he just play 120 minutes? Well, I don't know, he is just a superhuman. Seriously, look at these stats. Obviously 120 minutes played, 102 touches, 84% pass accuracy, 69 passes, 8 take-ons, 4 chances created, 3 tackles, 2 aerial duels, I don't know how he's done that, 1 interception, 1 clearance and 1 shot. Clearly, he's just still an amazing player. If Chelsea lose Kante in the next year or 2, Chelsea might be in a serious problem. I know we're in a problem right now, but we're in a serious problem. Losing Hazard and Kante, God, that'd be bad. But Kante, he's still just an amazing player, and he's just fucking awesome, just in general. Also, I do want to mention Christian Pulisic. I have been a bit skeptical of him as of late. You guys probably don't know that, but my friends and my brother and my family probably have heard me going about, I don't know, about Christian Pulisic. I'm a little bit worried about, whether he can finish the ball or not. But at the moment, that was his first, competitive start, and I was really impressed by it. Obviously 1 assist. I think he got 82% pass accuracy, but the guy is an absolute beast. He's so fast, he's got elite dribbling, and his passing is great. Once he gets on the same page as the striker, passing wise and crossing wise, I think we're going to have an absolute gem, because the amount of times that Giroud was caught offside in this game was absolutely crazy. I was so disappointed. If Giroud was just that little bit quicker and he could give obviously the defender a little bit more space, and then therefore he could run through, then we'd probably have a little bit of a different scenario right now. But Giroud, obviously not the fastest striker in the world, and therefore he can't make big runs, and therefore he can't score as many goals as what we'd like him to do. But to be fair, once he gets in the box, he scores a lot of goals, and he scored a goal again today. He is a beast in, obviously, Europe, and I really hope Frank Lampard does continue to play him, because I feel like he should be the first choice. Like I said in my prediction video, he should be the first choice striker. But yeah, Pulisic in general, I think we've got a really good, bright star on our hands. Obviously, he's going to bring in a lot of money being American, but I don't really give a fuck about that, to be honest. But as long as Pulisic plays really well, and whether he gets goals and assists, I don't care. As long as he's playing well at a really good and elite level, I can be really happy, because obviously Willian and Pedro haven't scored too many goals over their careers at Chelsea. Eden Hazard has been the one carrying the weight, and we can't compare anyone to Eden Hazard anymore. We're not going to get a player like him for a long, long time, I don't think, unless Callum Hudson-Odoi pops out of the blue and plays really well, or Christian Pulisic just comes out and just spirals out of control and goes nuts. but we just can't compare to Eden Hazard at the moment. Like, it's just, it's not right to do that. Now, going on to a little bit of a sadder note, unfortunately, I don't really want to talk about it that much because I love Azpi, but I think Azpi's done as a right back. Unfortunately, I thought maybe possibly he could be put at the left back and Reece James could go as the right back, but obviously Reece James is obviously injured. I just think Azpi is done at right back, unfortunately. He just doesn't have the pace. He's just not physical enough. I believe that he probably still thinks he's a centre back at some stages because he comes over and tries to help out the centre backs and then just leaves a whole fucking gap on the right side, and it's like, oh my god, you can't do that. You can't do that with the team against Liverpool. You just cannot do that, and you can't do it against United. And look what happened. We lost 4-0, and then we lost to Liverpool, and especially that second goal from Mane came from the wides. It's just like fucking. Maybe play him as a centre-back, but I really think his day at right-back's pretty much numbered. I hate centre because I love Azpi. I know he's probably not leader per se, but he's all we've got, guys. Like, seriously, he's all we've got. Now, Tammy, I don't really... now, Tammy Abraham, god damn it, I really didn't want to talk about him this early on, but I think he's too poor to be a first-team regular. Whether it's starting or coming off the bench, he's just, I don't think he's good enough. Genuinely, I know 2 games is a lot to go off. Not a lot to go off, but Tammy, man, like, seriously, he should have scored against United. I know he hit the bar, or the post, sorry, and, you know, it was a really decent effort, but did he score? No. Did he have other opportunities? Yes. Did he score them? No. Did he have opportunities to score in this game? Yes. Did he? No. Did he miss the penalty? Yes. Was it his fault? Slightly, even though Adrian cheated a little bit, but we'll go into a little bit more detail about that later. But I feel like, once again, Giroud should be the first, you know, the first choice striker. There should be Michy Batshuayi. Why the fuck did Michy not come off the bench? He's played in Europe before. Like, he played in the Champions League for us when he actually played for us before he went on loan to Dortmund. And then obviously, I just don't get why Michy's not even getting a sniff. No minutes so far. It's bullshit. What is Frank doing? Like, that's the only thing that I'm questioning Frank at the moment. Where is Michy Batshuayi? I don't know why. Because everyone's saying at the moment, Tammy Abraham is a championship striker. And at the moment, it's sort of looking that way. I love the fact that Frank is giving Tammy a chance, but what do you say? I don't know what to say, man. Like, I just don't think maybe he's cut out for it just yet. Maybe play him in FA Cup games and the League Cup games, maybe. But seriously, I think it's too early for him to be playing as a first-team regular, like, genuinely. Obviously, I did mention the VAR before. Well, sort of. I talked about Adrian, and I really... I can't believe I'm talking about VAR already. But seriously, if you're going to use VAR, guys, like, use it properly. Because Adrian was so far off his line, it was a joke. It's cheating pretty much. I know in some regards it's, you know, it's really hard. Like, I'm an ex-goalkeeper myself, and it's really hard to sort of stay on the line because you just genuinely just go a little bit forward because the ball's there and it's just instinct. But when you're that far off the line, you have to have the penalty retaken. It's bullshit. It's not fair. I know I'm salty. I'm sitting here complaining. But it happened, you know, rules are rules, and the referees were anal about all goalkeepers making sure that they have to have a foot on the line. Like, seriously, like, what the fuck? Like, you let that happen in a final. Like, I know it's not the Champions League final, or the Europa League final, or the FA Cup final, but it's still a cup final. It still gets marked down as a trophy. At the end of the day, Chelsea haven't won it before. I'm sure Frank would have loved to have had, you know, his first ever, you know, managerial trophy. And I'm feeling it for him, man. Like, seriously. And it's just bullshit. I think maybe the referees and the VAR team were too scared to, you know, because once they started celebrating, they were probably too scared to pull it back. But it is what it is. I just really hope that they fix it up, because it's not fair on anybody else that might have to go through the same sort of pain as what, you know, us Chelsea supporters have gone through. But it just genuinely makes me think this team is fucking awesome, and if you are complaining about, you know, not winning every single game and not winning trophies, well then jump ship, man. Like, seriously, if you do not want to obviously go through this rebuilding stage, jump ship to Manchester City and win trophies, or jump the PSG and win trophies. Like, seriously. You can't win trophies every single year, I know that. But like, if everyone's complaining about Frank Lampard out, you can't do that. Chelsea have bought time, and what I mean by buying time is that I think Roman Abramovich has actually given Frank Lampard some leeway and be like, okay, whatever happens this season, happens. As long as you don't relegate us or put us in the bottom half, then you've achieved what we want you to do. Because with the team that we've got, with no reinforcements, it's hard to do what we're doing. So theoretically, I think Chelsea have bought time this time around, and I think Frank Lampard is going to obviously stay out his contract as long as he does decently well and wants to stay there, which why wouldn't he want to stay there? But I think Chelsea have bought time, and I think the way that Chelsea are going forward, we look really good. The team looks great, and once we get some really good reinforcements in, we'll look even better. And Frank Lampard's team looks really good, you know, on the eye, you know, how we play. So once we get, you know, our first team regulars like Loftus-Cheek back, and obviously Kante fully fit. A lot of you are probably going to say he's probably fully fit by now, but obviously Reece James can jump back in. Got Rudiger to come in as well, and Callum Hudson-Odoi. So you got a lot of quality players to still come into this team, and also you got Willian as well. Willian will be a great inclusion because he's obviously been a first team regular for years and years and years, and we need that at the moment. And I think that's sort of what we're missing at the moment, because he's a little bit more of a selfish player, and other players are sort of worried to take the shot, like Mason Mount. All these younger players are a little bit worried to take a shot when Willian would easily take the shot. I know he doesn't score as many, but we need that selfishness in a player to actually shoot rather than miss an opportunity in general. But that's what I think. I think Frank Lampard's the right man for the job, and let me know what you guys think. I just feel for Frank, man. Like, seriously, like Frank Lampard, he's just everything to me. Like, my last name's Lampard, that's why my name is Lampzy, and I grew up watching Frank, and he's my idol now, still to this day, and he always will be. There will never ever be someone who I will look up to more than Frank Lampard. That's why I feel the most. When he loses, I feel like I lose too, like in more of a sense. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I really hope you guys are enjoying these sort of content. I'm trying to bulk out as much content as possible, but if you have enjoyed, please give it a like, please do subscribe, and let's try and be Leicester this weekend, eh? Peace out.